Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Hope everybody had a nice day. So, guys, sorry for the late video today, but I really wanted to get out the video. We had a good start of earnings season, a lot of plays, and then Powell came in today, gave us a lot of setups today. So we'll talk about that. So a lot to discuss, but I'll try to keep it short since I'm trying to get this video out and it's late. A bunch of things you will learn today so before we start, just a quick introduction to anybody who's new to my community, new to our Twitter accounts, new to my YouTube. All these recaps, all these teachings, anything I share with you guys is either from our community trades or anything that I share on previous YouTube videos or on our Twitter accounts. We trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA Cloud system, which includes, there's a full suite of indicators we use and the various concepts we use that thousands of traders use all around the world to trade consistently and profitably in the market. This system helps you keep your losers small, your winners big, and make consistent living in the stock market. So every morning we have a game plan. We have a game plan where we trade different kind of setups. We separate these setups as the new setups, earning setups. Earnings are big during the earning season. Then we have our index stocks, and then we have our upgrades or downgrades. We share this game plan in the pre-market. I tweeted out this game plan and for my Twitter followers today as well. In addition to that, we also share the daily plan, daily level for SPY QQQ ETFs. You can use Ripster EMA Cloud and you can use these levels to trade yourself. We have something called day 2, day 3 strategy. That's another plan that we share with everyone. Netflix was a nice day 2 today mover there as well. I did a webinar on this strategy as well. We also share our low float and penny stock game plan. So the traders in the community can trade those. Bull and HTZ were nice movers from our low float and penny watch list today. We also share futures level for SPY, QQQ, SPX, NASDAQ futures. For the futures traders, we have a futures room, we have low float room. So basically, we have all this guidance in the pre-market so the traders can use, we try to, my goal is to make independent traders, show them the repeatable setups, provide them all the tools we can so that they can trade independently and be successful. We have a bunch of scanners in the community. We have 3-4 option flow scanners. We have stock scanners. We have breaking news alerts. We have voice news. We have news channel. We have support resistance alerts, halt, unholds. We have book map. We have our tools which are like $500, $600, $700 worth, which are free in the community that you can use. I'm usually on the voice first few hours of the market open, guiding the traders through the open and the trend for the day, providing them support and guidance, any trade ideas that I like or any trade setups that I like on voice. And I'm usually around all day helping the traders, providing the updates on any trades we have taken from the game plans, so that I will show you my timestamp guidance there. We have thousands of traders in our trading floor sharing trade ideas all day long, trying to find the opportunities to make money in the market, keeping our losers small and our winners big. So we will cover all that. We will talk about all those tickers that we traded today in this game plan. So anyways, that's a quick introduction. Let's start with the recap. All right, so let's start with the SPY QQQ. Insane day on the market today. We were waiting for Powell. So one thing, guys, you need to know whenever somebody is speaking, as either it's some big Fed guy or whatever somebody is doing, you always need to know it ahead of time. That's why I publish our week ahead. Always, we publish it in our library every Sunday, and it tells us that Powell is going to speak at 1:30. And of course, we have our breaking news alerts and everything, so we know that Powell is going to come up, so we are ready for that, and that's how we trade with that. So let's see what we did on SPY QQQ. Let's first go into the SPY QQQ daily chart and daily candles. So let's look here. So looking at the SPY, we were looking at the SPY. So what SPY did today was basically it broke down. It's been slowly breaking down, coming back to this support level, and QQQ as well. Coming down the support level. Every day we have this bad news, right? So yesterday, we suddenly have this news on NVDA, which we will discuss our trade on that later. But we had this news that NVIDIA cannot sell its H2O in China, right? So that kind of freaked the market, and the market was doing fine. It was flashing and bouncing, but then Powell came and he basically said, "We are not supporting the market. You are on your own." And market took a hit after that. But anyways, what we were doing what was our plan? Let's see here. So our plan was pretty straightforward on the market. Let's look at SPY. Our plan was simple. VIX 3130 big levels, over 32 market short, cautious longs, only long if VIX breaks 31 and under. Right, watch the amateur move, 10 AM concepts, all that. So if we want to look at VIX, what VIX did all day was initially VIX was, let's see, initially VIX pulled back, but as you see, it bounced around and it held 31, and then it bounced again once we started to break 31. So that was fine, but later in the day, it reclaimed 30, pushed over 31, pushed over 32. And you have to be short the market when this happens. But anyways, let's see what we were doing there. I was really very patient this morning. I saw the bounces. I didn't want to buy the dips in the market at the open. You see the amateur candle was a bounce. If you took the amateur candle, you would have lost money, but I didn't do that. I said the traders 512 calls, no short, watch VIX, and let's wait. So as soon as the SPY started to break down of the 512s, that's your short right here. But again, there's not much room. It's that's when I said short from 512s. And then we pulled back and we pushed right here to the pre-market lows. You see that from 531 and 529. Not a big move, but then the pre-market lows is holding. So you know that you have to cover, and we stopped out on the shorts right here. So after that, we basically didn't do anything because it did give us 512 curl. I was not really interested in that. I clearly told the community that I'm not interested. We are under the clouds. We are inside candle. We are inside that, this pre-market level. So I'm not really interested, and I will come back when Powell comes. So when Powell came, then you see this MTF cloud rejection, and this is when I told the traders short it. This is where when we were breaking this 512s, I told the traders short it. Your stops can be over this opening candle of 533 right here. So this is when I told the traders short it, and then we flushed again into the support area. So our 512 short was successful, right? So this was our 512 fade right here. 512 fades, you see that breaking down. You see the SPY MTF reject alert right here at 42s. So that was our short right here. Then you cover your short, you wait, and then came Powell. And as soon as you break this support and this one, you to take a short right away. You need to know macro. You need to understand what Powell is saying. And that's when I told everybody, only shorts, no long. Only shorts, do not try to buy the dip. And at that time, how we take the targets is using our ATR. I told traders we still have at 60% ATR. What does ATR means? Average to range. The SPY only traded like 30-40% by that time. QQQ only traded 40% by that time. And even after Powell, the SPY was only trading at 60% of ATR. And that means we can go to 100% ATR. I told traders, hold it, hold some, be looking on the way, but hold. Still a lot of ATR left. And as you see that by end of the day, we got 96% ATR. We got 96% ATR right here all the way down, by end of the day. So you could literally, make a lot of bunch of profit here with this flush. 530, that was a $10 flush. If you want to look at the options, if you want to look at the puts, let's look at we can look at the 528 puts, right? So the 528 put went from $3 to $9, almost 300%. So those are the opportunities. And today was insane day for opportunities, and the market literally nailed it. Half of the community was short on that, and we killed it because this is a repeatable setup. MTF breakdown, Powell comes, you don't think twice, VIX is going higher. You just take that setup. If you are too uncomfortable going short, then you trade leverage ETF, you trade SQQ long, maybe you trade SQQ options, I don't care, but you could trade SQQ from 37, risking right here. risking 40-50 cents, you could easily make couple dollars. I'm going to do a webinar on leverage ETFs in this high volatile environment. Leverage ETFs are a really great tool to trade. So this was QLD, was pretty nice as well. It's all about the size. You have to keep your size is good. At the end of the day, we had the 512 calls. There was MOC tape. I'll cover that at end of this video. We'll talk about this MOC. But that was the day, guys. Today, pretty simple, and you can see a lot of traders in the community and otherwise using these concepts daily and with confidence. If you can see here, if you want to see that, D Trade is a great trader in the community. You can see he's explaining that how initial short 3450 pre-market lows target met, MTF reject, reshort, Powell reject, short all day. So pretty clean action, guys, and you can do it. You just need to respect the system. No one in our community buys the dips. If they buy, they go against my education, my guidance. But this was insane flush all day long, right into that into the 512s and the fades. So you can see that we were ready, we came ready, we were live when Powell came. All guidance here on the short, on the SPY QQQ all day, and from the MTFs, and beautiful trade. All right, so let's talk about the big one today, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA was doing good. We had a little, there was a pop in the market which stopped us out for a bit, but overall NVIDIA was a solid trade. Let's take a look at our pre-market plan on NVIDIA. So our pre-market plan on NVIDIA was bearish bias to short the pops into the cloud, but watch the market. If 101, 104, 105 keeps holding, we be careful of the calls. So let's look at NVIDIA here. Let's see what NVIDIA was actually doing here. So if we want to look at NVIDIA, so let's see here. Right. So first of all, when you're ready in the morning, you draw your pre-market levels, right? So this is a pre-market level right here, and you have a pre-market level right here. So you draw all your levels like this, and then So there was no short. You see, the first move was up, and neither we were trying to long it. There was no short. Because market was bouncing. I did tell the traders that if we hold this 105, you can long that setup. But when the market started to fail, there was no long. And then Ghost Board came in and he said there's unusual flow. Our Ghost Board, great tool, great our in-house option flow tool. So there was puts, right? There was a put flow. So I told the traders that if you take the longs, it's a C minus setup. Why? Because it's still under the 3450 cloud, and this 5, its market is heavy, right? So once it broke there, I told the traders stop out of any longs because we are breaking the 512. Short 512s, right? So short 512s and target the low of the day. So we shorted the 512s, a risk over 3450, target low of the day. Ghost Board comes in, tells us there's more bearish flow, and I told traders to use the risk of 3450. Use the risk of 3450. 104 was our target. If market fails, we will break 104, and we put our stops at 105. But then came a random pop, and we don't know why it was, so we had to stop out here, right? You stop out here, and it pushed to 1430. But that's fine. We can get right back in. Even if you want to hold it, I know a lot of the small account option traders can go in and out. For you, then you still have to use this risk, 105.70. But since we were already profitable, it didn't make really sense to let the trade go red. So we stopped out. But then came, more weakness, and then we rejected on the SPY, right? So we rejected right here on the SPY. You see that when SPY was rejecting, 1140, and that's when NVIDIA became short. So you have to look at SPY. You can't just look at NVIDIA. You have to look at a SPY, QQQs, the markets as well. So I told that it's again a 512 fade, 512 short. The Microsoft was short. We'll discuss later. This time I gave the targets 103 and 102. The stops I gave was 104.50. I said if VIX pushes over 31, we will get more lows. So look carefully. I gave these 103, 102 targets, right at 12 around 12 p.m. right? So 12 I gave the targets, and by end of the day we met both our targets, 102, 103. The final and we keep moving stops down. You see, I moved the stops down to 104. Then we met our 102. My final target was 100. And then our stops were right over 102s. And I told traders close over 102. So we finally closed over 102. So you see the short was from 104.50 to 102. And that was a $2.50 short. And then came the 512 calls. There was an MOC. MOC is an imbalance. So what happens in the imbalance is, you know, the market makers, institutions have to balance the trades end of the day. So there was a buying imbalance. All you need to know, on NVIDIA, tape was live, and he told traders there's a buy imbalance. And that's when I told traders a 512 call. So a lot of traders long NVIDIA from this 512 call, 102 all the way to 104, and you know, made a decent chunk end of the day. So you can see that 3450 push 5 call, and see, that's why we stop out, right? 102 stops, because our system said right here it's a long, or you stop out. And if it's MOC, you get a little more conviction. You know, trading at the end of the last 15 minutes is not for everyone, but if you have enough experience, you know, you don't size too much. You know, we will do a webinar on it, explain it. But the point is, NVIDIA was short all day with Ripster EMA Cloud system. If you see, it did chop in this area for a bit, but doesn't mean that we are going to go long it. I didn't tell anybody to long it. Yes, I told in the morning, but after we broke here, there was no long. Simple rule of thumb is that once we're 3450, we should not be long, right? So anyways, NVIDIA big winner all day. If you short patience, you know, you did pretty good on NVIDIA. You know, NVIDIA 104 puts, you know, went from 140 to 410, you know, nice couple 100% gains there. You can always trade leverage ETFs. I keep teaching you about that. So their webinar is coming as well. So you could trade NVDS. You know, you could long that 27.60 to 29, make a couple of bucks there, or you can short NVDL, whatever you really want to do. So that was NVIDIA trade today, guys. Pre-market planning, live guidance, no BS, no hindsight, everything real time. That's how traders are making 5 figures. Let's go to the next one. So Tesla was, personally, Tesla was not, you know, I didn't guide the traders much on Tesla today. I didn't, you know, really focus too much, but we had a short at the open at 250, right? So the 250 short, you know, kind of, they stopped us out. Same thing, like, you know, so it was a morning short loser because it kind of pushed over 250, so we stopped out of that. But then, you know, we closed out then it became the MTF rejects. You know, I didn't do that, but later in the day, traders in the community killed Tesla. Simple, guys. You know, you know that what's his name? Powell is coming. Market is heavy. You take that short. You buy the puts, and you don't think twice. It's a high confidence trade from MTF. Fade, MTF. You can see the traders in the community were literally killing it on Tesla, you know, so that was really, really nice on Tesla here. Frying Pan was on top of it, you know, Brian was on top of it, RoboCash, all the traders were really on top of all these names, you know, Faz, Gray J, so everybody did really good. So that's the power of our community. We are not a spoon feeders. We make leaders, we make self-dependent traders. That's why my focus is there. I literally didn't guide anyone on Tesla, but I do want to mention that how our traders, with their own education, of their own power, are making daily bread in the market. If we lose small. We lose, right? Of course we lose. But when we win big. I mean, look at this Tesla fade, guys. When Powell comes, you know it's heavy. You need to understand the macro. I continuously tweet out what Powell says. We continuously getting what Powell says. We are hearing live. I'm guiding live. You know, we are getting live news feed on everything that Powell is saying. And that's why so many tools we provide help the traders to make right decisions. So let's look at Microsoft. So Microsoft in the morning was the weakest name. I saw that it was already weak than other names. So I told the traders to short it. And it was a nice short, you know, first till 10 a.m. It faded from 380. It faded towards, you know, right here by 10 a.m. to 376. It was a nice short. And, you know, I told the traders to cover into 10 a.m. So it was a morning short. Then it pushed over 379, same thing. And, you know, we stopped out. But then it gave another short, the 512 short, because Powell is there, market is heavy, you can either trade the market short or you can trade, a Microsoft short. I did tell the traders that's the weakest on the 512 shorts. I tell the traders when SPY rejected the MTF clouds right here, I told the traders that Apple and Microsoft are weakest. And, since Microsoft, we were already shorting in the morning and it was already weaker than the other names. So I told the traders to, just it's a good short, and, that was it. And you see that Microsoft today kind of failed at the 2021 MTF and faded all day. Today was the day to not buy dips, only to short, guys. That's how we are different. That's how my education is different. I never tell my traders to buy the dips, under the clouds. We're happy to buy when the system tells us, but we are not trying to buy the dips. Even if it bounces 2 points, we don't really care. We are not looking for every bounce. We are looking for our system, only our system. That's how you save your account. That's how you preserve your capital to fight next day. Because if you keep buying these bad setups, one of the day this bounce is not going to work and you're going to get destroyed. There was another trade on the game plan today. It did not really work because it was a low volume. So let's look at what was the news on the BIIB. So news on the BIIB today was, their drug was approved in the European Union. I said trade versus 1160. So once 1160 breaks, you short it. I was a little late and I told the traders to short it at right here. But it did fade since I told the traders to short it. It did fail from 116 to 115, but it didn't have any liquidity. Spreads were big, so, and then it squeezed back and we had to get out and take a loss on that one. That was a loss on BIIB, but you can see that how much it pushed after the 512 calls. No, I was not interested. This one is pretty illiquid. I think you shouldn't even have had it on the watch list because of the volume. All right, so next one we're going to look at is IBKR. So let's see what IBKR was doing. So IBKR was our earning play. So let's see here. What was the plan on IBKR? So the plan on IBKR was pretty simple. It misses and beats on revenue, misses by that. The support 160, resistance 164, short if 3450 fails. See, the thing for us in the community is my traders, I make this game plan live in the pre-market. And my traders already know what to do, right? So if I'm trading short of the IBKR, short if 3450 fails, bearish buys, right? So as soon as the 3450 fails, you take a short, right? You short closer to this, you see this candle, you short it. Because sometimes I'm a little late to guiding my traders. For example, if you didn't look at it, you missed a good entry, right? So we still made money when I told everybody to short right here at, 950s. It still faded from 158s to 154s, decent amount, $4 short here, but you have to watch this, the candle breakdown. And JBHT after that, we put our stops at 158, we put our stops 157, then we moved it down to 157. These candles kind of stopped us out because trying to push here, we stopped out. So, and it did fade later in the day, but the main trade was the short right here from that level that I gave in the pre-market. Let's see here, 160, 165. 160, and you just take it short, right? This candle and you can put your risk. Clouds are so good. These are repeatable setup. So one other earning play we had today was JBHT. So let's go back to JBHT. So JBHT, I mentioned on the voice that is short when it was breaking this 512s. That's when I mentioned the traders that is short. And you shorted 127s. My target, it hit 123s. My target was 121. But it kind of held 123s and went sideways, so we had to exit it here. But again, you see, if you come late right here, you have a problem. So this is your best entry right here at the open or at 940 after the amateur move ends. You short it. So there was a decent amount of money to be made on JBHT from 127 to 122s, especially shorting the shares. So this was the pre-market planning on JBHT, bearish bias, cautious of 512. These were support levels. So pretty self-explanatory. So let's go towards the BABA and China names now. So China names were a little problematic. We shorted them, but it did not fade initially, and it kind of took us out. Let's look at China names. So I told the traders to short the pops, China, BABA, FUTU, all these names, right? And then what happened was China ETF tried to push up. We closed our short. And then BABA, BABA was the only one which kind of faded all day. And but it also took its sweet time and it was pushing over the clouds. So, we closed it. I mean, it kind of worked, but I don't like this tight action. So it was kind of a, scratch losing trade for us. But let's go to the next one. So next one, we're going to look at bull. So bull was the bull. The reason I want to show bull, this was not my guidance, but bull was one of our, let's see here, if I can show you. So bull was one of our day 2 setups. You can see there, bull day 2 setup, IPO day 4, so that was our bull setup. And looking at our, if we're going to look at our low float, so bull was our top play, low float, penny play, bull, right? So you can see the levels, the whole plan. And then RGV comes in, great trader in the community, very proud of him. So let's see what RGV was saying in the community. He was on top of it all day long. He gave the 512 call longs, I'll show you later. Then he talked about the flag breakout. His entry was 41.94. And you're going to pause the screen and see his guidance. And now let's see here what was the plan, what was happening here. So what bull was doing was it was curling day 4. It was curling over 512s. Then it was curling over 34.50, right? So that was the long. So let's see here the guidance on bull by RGV. So you see, a lot of traders were on it. It was getting short squeezed, 512 dips. Our trade was on top of it. RGV was on top of it. Great guidance, great entries these guys got on bull. Lalit was long, Wamshi was long. So it was pretty good trade. So the reason I'm trying to show you that amount of opportunities and trade setups we have, because traders focus on that, right? And I usually encourage the traders, and I give them exposure. All good traders. These are our senior traders who give great call outs and great guidance. So yeah, bull was a pretty easy setup, and nice push from 41.42, $5 profit. That's all you need. All right, so let's look at some other earning plays. ABT was an earning play that ran all day. TRV, I had no guidance on this, but the traders were trading in on it. I think Nikhil was on top of it today. Bunch of the traders were trading it. Just want to show you the power of the earning plays, right? Abbott no longer under MTF Cloud. TRV trade versus MTF. So both TRV, MTF push 512s. Nice trade. So you have to decide what you want to trade. And ABT from double MTF pushed all day long. So that was a double MTF long. Reason I didn't watch it because it had low volume in the pre-market, so I didn't really focus on this one. But regardless, earning movers always good. All right, so let's talk about HTZ today. So HTZ was on our game plan. We got lucky with the news end of the day. You can see Pershing, Bill Ackman buys 12.7 million shares stake. Crap under 425, long over it. So 425, long over it. So what did it do all day? Well, it was sideways, sideways, sideways. It did really nothing. Then came our news alert. At end of the day on HTZ. Let's see what it said. They were, it was on CNBC that, I think they were rehashing the same news. They said something, and right away the traders were long on HTZ. You can see that CNBC mentions right away the traders were long. Our trade was long, and because a lot of shorts are stuck there, 20% short. And then I sent some price alerts as well. You have to watch my low float webinar if you really want to learn these setups. But these are opportunities. Experienced traders, there's so much opportunity in HTZ. Even, I think I tweeted about it as well. You can literally have 500 shares and you can make a couple $1,000s on this squeeze. Ripster Clouds ran all the way up on HTZ, and you can see that we had it on our game plan. Nothing, we have everything, we don't, these are the opportunities, HTZ, but the real setup was 34.50. The shorts got trapped. and we talk about this is an after-hour squeeze setup that we often discuss or talk in our low floor setups. So anyways, that was good. Amazing day today, actually. HTZ, you can see the daily breakout. All right, so today was a great trade by tape on, we were MOC. So a lot of traders keep asking me what is MOC, right? So all you need to do is you need to Google what is trade stock MOC, right? I can tell you, but so what is MOC, and you have to see that. You can go wherever market order. That's an imbalance which comes at end of the day when there's imbalances between the stock bought or so the imbalances trades. We will do a webinar on this one. These are the balancing. So you can read more about those MOC, what it is and what it does, why institutions do it. There's an imbalance between buy and sells. So they have to have a certain amount of buys or certain amount of sells to have a proper balance by end of the day on the price. So anyways, for us traders, we just need to know what is MOC and what stocks have imbalances, and so that we can trade those. I'm not expert on that. Tape, our community, one of senior traders, he's pretty expert. He comes, trades MOC every day. We will do a webinar on it. But anyways, today Tape was on the MOC. He was live, and the MOC we saw today was mostly on NVDA, that there was a imbalance to buy, and of course the market would push with that. So there was an imbalance to buy on SPX, and that's why the Tape came in today in the community, and he recapped. Actually, there's a video there as well. He came in and talked and guided everybody through that MOC trades. It's becoming a fan favorite. I never used to do it, but I think it's some good education, good thing to understand that, so we have to maybe, so you see that successful MOC, the traders taking it, and really thankful for Tape for helping the traders trade it. I think Tape took his SPX calls from, what was it? From like $4 to $11, couple hundred, it's just something you play with your profits and not risk too much. Anyways, just wanted to give a shout out to Tape here as well. Great MOC trades. Thank you. By the way, guys, we have our Easter sale going on. Anybody want to join?